This is Chris Daniels. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, Chris Daniels, and subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, February 14th, 2022 review. So here we go, discussing about Monday Night Raw. And we get to the first segment. It was the WWE Champion, the Almighty Bobby Lashley, and MVP. Both of them came down to the ring, and MVP was talking about how Bobby Lashley got a 16% chance of winning the Elimination Chamber match, pretty much saying that he's in there with Seth Rollins, Riddle, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar. That's what he was saying, and Bobby Lashley was talking about how he's going to dominate the Elimination Chamber, and how he's going to go to WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar as well. Go to WrestleMania and beat whoever after he beats everybody in the Elimination Chamber match. That's what I meant. But yeah, that's what he was saying. And then Seth Rollins comes out, somehow he's the visionary and all that, and how he's going to win the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber match this Saturday. That's what he was talking about. But then AJ Styles, Riddle comes down next, and Riddle was like in this, I forget what they call it. It's like this robe or whatever, and pretty much he's talking about like, Seth, you could come down to the arcade Broga tonight. So yeah, that's what Riddle was saying, and pretty much how he was talking about like him and Randy will be winning the Raw Tag Team Championships in a few weeks, and it'll be amazing that he'll be walking in WrestleMania as the WWE Champion and as one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. So yeah, that's what Riddle was saying. AJ Styles comes down to the ring, and he was talking about how he gets a match against Damien Priest tonight, and he'll win the United States Championship and win the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber and go win WrestleMania as WWE and United States Champion. That's what he was saying. Then Austin Theory comes out, and he was talking about how Mr. McMahon, how he fell Mr. McMahon, how he's going to win the WWE Championship. And then Brock Lesnar comes out after Lashley was talking about how he's going to destroy Brock Lesnar inside Elimination Chamber. Lesnar then comes out. He gets like a hat and his jacket on and stuff, and he pretty much used Austin Theory as a coat hanger. He pretty much gets into the ring, puts his jacket on his shoulders, and puts his hat on his head. And then he gets face to face with Bobby Lashley. And then all of a sudden, Austin Theory tries to attack Brock Lesnar, trying to jump on his back, and then Lesnar moves out the way. And then Lesnar then hits a few German suplexes onto him, and then picks him up, and then hits the F5 onto Austin Theory, laying him out, and everybody else left the ring, pretty much getting scared of Brock Lesnar. So yeah, that's what happened. And then Lesnar, with a funny moment, grabbing Austin Theory's phone, taking selfies while he's down. So yeah, that was pretty funny right there. So yeah, pretty good segment between all six guys. But yep, the Elimination Chamber match is this Saturday. But then the Street Profits was pretty much saying, giving out the preview for tonight's Raw, talking about everything else. But yeah, they're up next in the match against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was the first match of the night. It was the Street Profits versus the Dirty Dogs in a tag team match. And Tommaso Ciampa was at commentary. At the very ending of this match, it was a short match. At the ending of this match, we seen Dolph Ziggler pretty much he was acting like he was going to hit the super kick onto Tommaso Ciampa, and then Tommaso grabbed a drink and then dumped it in his face, and it distracted Robert Roode, and then he turns around and he gets hit with a spine buster, they call it Sky High, from Angela Dawkins, and then he tags in Montez Ford. Montez climbs up the top turnbuckle and then jumps off for a frog splash onto Robert Roode, pinning him for the 3 count. So the Street Profits defeated the Dirty Dogs tonight in a tag team match, and then Tommaso Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler started getting into it outside of the ring. And then Ziggler hit the super kick onto him. Montez then grabs Ziggler, throws him into the ring. And then Angelo Dawkins was going to hit the sky high onto Dolph Ziggler, but then he escapes from it, getting out the ring, and yep, that's what happened after that. So yeah, Street Profits defeated the Dirty Dogs tonight on Raw, and then we seen Riddle and everybody else having the arcade broga party backstage and all that, and Randy Orton's not at it, and Orton said he's trying to focus on his match against Seth Rollins. So yeah, still to come later on tonight, Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins on Raw tonight. But yeah, it was an okay match between the Street Profits and the Dirty Dogs. I'll give that match one. I'll give it 1 star. That's why I'll give it. It was an okay match between the two teams. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was the United States Champion Damien Priest versus AJ Styles one-on-one for the United States Championship. It was a pretty good match. I'll give this match 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good match between Styles and Priest. At the very ending of this match, Priest was not going to make the same mistake where he kicked up AJ Styles upside the head. Styles was on the ring apron. Priest then runs to the ropes, and Styles jumps off the top rope trying to hit the phenomenal forearm onto Priest, but Priest hung on to the ropes. Styles lands on his feet and stuff, and then Damien Priest pretty much jumps over him like a sunset flip or whatever, rolling him up for a 3 count. So Damien Priest defeated AJ Styles tonight, retaining the United States Championship. Like I said, pretty good match. If you haven't yet, go check it out. But yeah, like I said, I'll give that match 1.5 stars. But then we get Alexa Bliss, still doing therapy and stuff. It looks like they're finally getting like closer and closer, pretty much, to get her away from the Fiend character and bring her back to her original character. Thank God. But yeah, pretty much the therapist is like helping her and stuff, bringing Lily and stuff up and everything else. So yeah, still more stuff about Alexa Bliss later on tonight, which we'll be discussing about. But up next, it will be Omos versus Cedric Alexander up next on Raw. And yeah, I forgot to mention that the first hour of Raw was commercial free as well. So yeah, but still to come later on tonight, Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins one-on-one later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was Omos versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Business, in a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was an okay handicap match. I'll give that match I'll give it 1 star, 1 out of 5. So yeah, it was an okay handicap match. Like I said, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander doing some stuff, but Omos was still standing majority of the time. And then at the very ending of this match, Cedric tagged himself in. He climbs up the top rope. Omos grabs him by the throat, and then Shelton Benjamin tries to run up and save him, but he gets hit with a big boot. And then Omos then grabs Cedric, hits a double-handed choke slam onto him, and then pin him for the 3 count. So Omos defeated Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, the Hurt Business, tonight in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Like I said, it was an okay match. But then we seen Dana Brooke and Reggie having some dinner for Valentine's Day and all that. And we have Akira Tozawa and Tamina Snuka watching them the whole time, and that was it for that one. So yeah, for a handicap match, like I said, I'll give it 1 out of 5 stars. It was okay. But still to come later on tonight, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton tonight in a 1-on-1 match. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, so we had Adam Pearce come out to the ring, and he introduces Lita and the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. They are there to have a contract signing, and pretty much Becky Lynch telling Lita how she don't want to face her, pretty much trying to get her to get out of this match and everything. And then Lita pretty much saying, no, I'm not going to get out of this match. And no, I never said I only have one more match in me. I have a whole run in me. And no, it's going to be a whole title run. So yeah, that's what Lita was saying. And pretty much she was looking forward to go ahead and face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at Elimination Chamber. And then Becky Lynch was like, "You don't want to put me to that point because I'll go after your damn neck and everything." So she said, "You don't want to push me to that point," and Lita saying, like, "I will push you to that point." And then they both sign the contracts, and pretty much Becky Lynch then walks out, and yep, that was the end of the contract signing. Usually somebody gets put through the table, but in this case, it didn't happen, which was surprisingly. So yeah, pretty good segment between Becky Lynch and Lita. They was cutting good promos and everything. But up next, it looks like Rhea Ripley will be in action on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a women's gauntlet match, which I'm going to be talking about all the matches all together and just rate it all, since it's like a one big match, even though there's like multiple matches in it. So yeah, it was a women's gauntlet match. Winner of this match will be entering into the Elimination Chamber match last. So yeah, it's going to be for the spot to enter into the Elimination Chamber last. So yeah. First off in this gauntlet match was Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Ash, 1-on-1. Pretty good match between the two. At the very ending of this match, we seen Nikki Ash try to hit the crossbody onto Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley caught her in the air. And then pretty much what happened was the move got botched when she was trying to catch her. And then try to hurry up and hit the riptide onto her. But it kind of got botched a little bit, but it didn't matter. Rhea Ripley then picked her back up, hits the riptide onto her, pins her for the 3 count, so Rhea Ripley then advances. Nikki Ash got eliminated in the gauntlet match. And then the next match came. It was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan up next. And I forgot to mention that all these women has been cutting promos. Like when Rhea Ripley comes out, she was cutting a promo before this match happened, like while she was walking down the ring. The clip played right next to her, pretty much her saying she's going to win the match, the same from Nikki Ash and the rest of the women. So yeah, that was going on at the same time. But then, so yeah, it was at the very ending of that match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. We seen like Rhea Ripley try to hit like an attitude adjustment onto her. Liv Morgan then lands on her feet, and then she gets hit with a super kick, but I think she got hit like right in the throat. But then she gets hit with the riptide, and then she gets pinned for the 3 count. So Rhea Ripley eliminated Liv Morgan, and then she advances, and then Doudrop comes out. So it was Doudrop versus Rhea Ripley 1-on-1. Pretty good match between them two as well. At the very ending of that one, Doudrop kept on trying to fight out of the riptide multiple times. She runs to the ropes and then gets kicked upside the head by a roundhouse kick, pretty much by Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea Ripley hits the riptide onto her as well, pinned her for the 3 count. So Rhea Ripley advances again. Doudrop gets eliminated, and Rhea Ripley faces Bianca Belair, and she's the last competitor to come down to the ring. And pretty good match between them two as well. Rhea Ripley trying to make her tap out by that submission hold with the legs, but then Bianca Belair fights out of it, rolling out of it. Pretty much Rhea Ripley then hits the ropes, and then gets hit with a KOD by Bianca Belair, and then gets pinned for the 3 count. So Bianca Belair then beats Rhea Ripley, and then that was the end of the match. So yeah, Rhea Ripley was looking pretty strong throughout this whole time match because she lasted all the way until the very end. But Bianca Belair has defeated her, won the whole gauntlet match, and she will be entering into the last spot. Like pretty much she'll be coming out last in the Elimination Chamber match. So yeah, like I said, pretty good matches. Just the whole match in general, I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars as well. I'll give it just the whole match in general. Because pretty much Rhea Ripley lasted all the way until the very end, and Bianca Belair won the whole thing. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. But then backstage, we seen Alpha Academy pretty much attacking Riddle backstage. So yeah, that was everything that happened. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was Alpha Academy versus the Mysterios in a tag team match. But before I talk about that match, we get back to like the segment with the 24/7 title. So Reggie and Dana Brooke was having dinner and all that, and pretty much you had Tamina Snuka and Akira Tozawa watching them and stuff, about to make their move to go at the 24/7 title R-Truth comes up. Reggie tells Dana Brooke to go ahead and run. She runs, hides, and everything, and R-Truth and then runs and everything else after they get fought off. But then Reggie was asking Dana Brooke, can they be more than friends? Dana Brooke said, I bet you'll find a woman out there, but I'm not for you, pretty much in a way. Turning him down nicely. And he said, well, let's just shake on it by being friends. And then he rolls her up, and then she gets pinned to 3. So, yeah, Reggie is a new 24/7 champion. And I think Dana Brooke was the longest reigning 24/7 champion, if I'm not mistaken. Between her and Reggie, I don't know. But yeah, that's what happened in that segment. But then we get to the tag team match. It was the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy, versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. The Mysterios in the tag team match. The Miz came out as well with Maurice, and they was commentating on this match. It was a pretty good tag team match. I'll give this match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good tag team match between these two teams. At the very ending of this match, we seen Otis getting taken out by running into the ring post with shoulder first, taking himself out. And at the ending of this match, we seen Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio hitting a double 619 on the Chad Gable. Dominic then climbs up the top turnbuckle. And then Miz comes up, gets on the ring apron. Dominic then kicks him off the ring apron. And then Rey Mysterio runs up and hits a senton to Miz, taking him out. And then Dominic jumps off the top turnbuckle, hitting the crossbody onto Chad Gable. And then Gable rolls through, pinning him while grabbing the tights and got the 3 count. So Alpha Academy defeated the Mysterios tonight in the tag team match. Like I said, pretty good match. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it, like I said, great match. But then, after that match ended, Miz comes up, grabs Dominic, throws him out the ring over the top rope, and then Maurice slaps Rey Mysterio, and then Miz hits the Skull Crusher finale on Rey, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened. But then we get the segment with Alexa Bliss, and apparently she is cured by being insane. So yeah, she's apparently not insane no more. But yeah, that's what happened. And now she's in the Elimination Chamber match. Just randomly got the spot, just like everybody else. So yeah, at Elimination Chamber, it will be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Nikki Ash versus Alexa Bliss in the Elimination Chamber match. Winner of that match faces the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. But still to come later on tonight, it will be Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins 1-on-1 in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Raw, it was the main event. It was Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins 1-on-1. It was a pretty good match. I'll give this match 3 out of 5 stars. That's what I'll give it. At the ending of this match, we seen Rollins hitting those forearms onto Orton, laying into him in the back of the head as well. But then at the ending of this match, we seen Orton hit the DDT off the second rope on Rollins. And then he sets up and hits the RKO onto Rollins. And then after he hits him with the RKO, he was going to go for the pin. But then Alpha Academy's theme song hits. And then we seen Otis and Chad Gable coming down to the ring. And then Riddle comes up behind Gable and attacks him from behind. And then Otis starts beating down Gable as well. And then Orton gets out of the ring, helps out Riddle by beating down Otis and Chad Gable. And while he was getting counted out, Orton then hurries up, gets back into the ring. And as soon as he gets right back into the ring from the bottom rope, he gets hit with a curb stomp by Seth Rollins and then gets pinned for the 3 count. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Randy Orton tonight on Raw. Like I said, pretty good match. I'll give that match 3 out of 5 stars. But for tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw, I'll give it just a whole show in general out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was a pretty good Raw tonight. The main event between Rollins and Orton was good. The tag team match between the Mysterios and Alpha Academy was pretty good. The Gauntlet match with the women was okay. And the contract signing between Lita and Becky Lynch was pretty good as well. But yeah, that has been my WWE Monday Night Raw February 14th, 2022 review. like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, it'll all be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll be doing my NXT reviews tomorrow night, and I'll be doing my Elimination Chamber predictions as well this Thursday. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.